From sandbox to forever. In a small town nestled between rolling hills, two children, Lily and Jake, grew up as neighbors. From the moment they could walk, they were inseparable. Their days were spent in the sandbox in Lily's backyard, building castles and imagining worlds where they were kings and queens. Lily, with her bright blue eyes and wild blonde curls, was the imaginative one. She would conjure up stories of dragons and fairies, and Jake, with his dark hair and thoughtful gaze, would listen intently, always ready to be the brave knight in her tales. As they grew older, their adventures expanded beyond the backyard. They explored the woods behind their houses, climbed trees, and skipped stones in the nearby creek. They went to school together, sharing secrets, and defending each other against any childhood troubles. By middle school, the two had developed their own interests. Lily became passionate about art, painting the scenes from their childhood adventures, while Jake found his love for music, strumming his guitar to the tunes they both adored. Though their paths were diverging, they remained close, their bond unshakable. High school brought changes neither of them expected. Lily's beauty caught the attention of many, and Jake, with his quiet demeanor and musical talent, was admired by all. Despite this, they always found their way back to each other. Their friendship was deeper than any other relationship they had. But as they neared the end of high school, something began to shift. The playful banter they once shared was laced with something new, attention, an unspoken connection that neither could ignore. They spent more time together, not just as friends, but as two people beginning to realize that their feelings were deeper than they had ever acknowledged. One evening, after a summer day spent by the creek, Jake strummed his guitar under the fading light of the setting sun. Lily sat beside him, her head resting on his shoulder, lost in the melody. When the song ended, she lifted her head, her blue eyes meeting his. "Jake," she whispered, her voice trembling slightly, "do you ever think about what it would be like if we were more than just friends?" Jake's heart raced. He had thought about it more times than he could count but had never found the courage to say it out loud. All the time, he finally admitted, his voice barely more than a whisper. Lily smiled, a blush creeping up her cheeks. "Me too." From that moment on, their relationship blossomed into something new, something that felt as natural as the friendship they had shared since childhood. They navigated the ups and downs of their first love, supporting each other through the trials of growing up. As the years passed, they went to college together, pursued their dreams, and continued to grow both individually and as a couple. Their love, rooted in the deep friendship of their youth, only grew stronger with time. Eventually, on a warm summer evening much like the one where they first confessed their feelings, Jake took Lily back to the old creek. He had his guitar with him, just like he did on that day years ago. As the sun began to set, he played the same melody, and when the last note faded, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, velvet box. "Lily," he said, his voice steady and full of love, "we've shared our lives since we were kids. You're my best friend, my first love, and the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Will you marry me?" Tears filled Lily's eyes as she nodded, unable to find the words. "Yes," she finally managed to whisper, her heart full to bursting. And so, under the same sky where they had once played as children, they promised to be together forever, two childhood friends who grew up, fell in love, and never let go.